we do not stop the Dark One now, the whole world will burn.
We worked so hard on this and we've been working on it for such a long time. You sometimes forget for moments like, oh right, we're making something that I grew up loving and you know, have always dreamed of. You still have moments where you go back and pinch yourself all the time, and all of us do. There are still those moments when you walk into the Wine Spring Inn for the first time, when you walk into the Two Rivers, when you see Barney stand up and say a line that Matt said in the books. Like, those are the moments that kind of remind you what we're really doing here, which is pretty exciting.
Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
For me, it was always about coming into the adaptation and wanting to deliver the heart of the books, which is what I'm very close to, I feel like, because I read them as a fan, not thinking about how you would adapt this to television. And now the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh times I've read them, you start to see all of those things and how clearly he laid out his world. And I think what we always try to do is stay true to the heart of the descriptions. One kind of example of that was that Harriet, Robert Jordan's widow and editor of the books, was always like, you know, the roofs have to be thatched. It's very clear in the books. And then the Wine Spring Inn has the red tile roof and this is what it is. And I'm like, I know, I read them. I know that this is what it is. But also we're trying to create something that feels new and different and doesn't feel like something that you've seen a lot before. And so when she walked into the Two Rivers and saw our version of the Two Rivers roofs, she just looked around and then she was like, yes, this makes sense. This is the Two Rivers. And she also was very happy to see that the Wine Spring Inn still does have the red tiled roof. You know, we find ways every single place that we can to honor the books, to show details from the books, to have them exist on screen. We have a researcher who's read the books 30 times, who's with us all the time. She's here in Prague. She's like labeling little things. Harriet's working on it. Brandon's working on it. Like, we are doing everything we can to have the show be as true to the books as possible without ever letting it limit us and sort of bring us down. They are books, and they are very much books. There's a lot of stuff that exists inside people's minds. So much of his worlds are created inside the characters' minds, and so we have to figure out ways to bring that internal monologue out into the world so that you feel it without people being like, you know what I'm thinking about. Perrin, for instance, is this extremely interior character. So we've had to add things for him that express those thoughts that he's having in visceral, visual ways, so that when he's having a quiet moment by the fire and other people are talking about what they're feeling, that the camera can sit on his face for a second. And I know his internal monologue, and it's the same one that was from the books. But people will have seen a couple surprising things that lead us to that point. So I think they will still find things to engage with and be surprised by as they're watching. We have sort of taken a look at trying to make it feel real. What would really happen if our world continued a little bit until it was more advanced and then crashed and everyone got mixed up and it was destroyed? And then what would the world look like? One big piece for us was trying to create a world that felt right for that. And so in the Two Rivers, it really frees us up for anyone to look like anything and to just go out, search all over the world and watch truly thousands and thousands of audition tapes and find the people who are the best for each of them. I think for each of our cast members, I had a moment where it clicked for me, this is that character. Like, I know it 100%. I think the cast is one of the best things we've done here, and they really feel like those people. And even when Harriet met them, she was like, it's like I'm talking to the kids from the Two Rivers. I want people who've read the books to feel like we've done them justice, and the people who created the books to feel like we've done them justice. And simultaneously, we have a big task because we are doing a real adaptation, and if we just did them word for word, it would not be a good television show, and we would not be on the air for more than a season. It's walking that delicate balance is the most important part of my job, and I feel like always at every step of the way, protecting the spine of what these books are and what makes them great, and making sure that as we do make changes, that we're always making them purposefully. I never want to make a change that we did by accident.
The last battle is coming. The only thing that matters is what you do.
I want people who love the books to be able to watch this show and see the books that they love brought to screen, and simultaneously see something that feels a little bit new to them too. And I think it's a very delicate line to walk, and one that hopefully we have achieved in this adaptation. That's what we're all trying for, is to give people what they grew up loving brought to screen.
There will be one who can stand against him. The dragon has been born again. Who is the dragon reborn?